Wassail, Aquarius. Pluto moves into Aquarius, 23rd of March. So, very important house. He'll pop in, he'll go back out. He'll pop in, he'll go back out. And then he comes in and he stays for 20 years. I need a bit of water. So yes, lucky, lucky Aquarius. So, at midnight on the 1st of January, can't find my baton. Pluto, that water just flew into the air. That's the water bearer for you. So, Pluto and Venus are in conjunction, which I've long been sensing but didn't understand when or why it was happening. It's now. We begin the year with them in conjunction. Pluto with love. So we're going to do a reading based on that energy. It's not necessarily the whole year. It's a glimpse. It's a peep ahead. We're going to ring your bells and then we get on with the cards. So Aquarius. So I was getting refrigeration and frozen. That's a really interesting frequency. I was also getting peas in a pod, which may be how comfortable Pluto will feel when he gets to your house. So we're going to use the runes. They're still the raw ones, but the printed ones are coming so soon. I'm so impatient. So yeah, Frozen. I was hearing that Madonna song as well. When your heart's not frozen. It's been a long time. I can't pull it out of the ether properly. But that's something about something being stuck. Oh, in the shadows, in the nutrients. Is it that the love of Pluto has felt stuck? Is it that you've been feeling stuck? There is a frozen stuckness. There's a salt rhyme. And in the Gununga gap, the holy cow licks the rhyme for creation. In the shadow of your own personal Yggdrasil tree. It feels like you can't break through the shadow. Pluto will push you through the shadows. Pluto will unfreeze the water bearer's vessel. Venus. Oh, she's got a little bit of a hidden agenda going on here. Venus is here as butcher's brom, scrubbing wounds away. Just need to check something. What else is going on in your house? Chariclo. And Saturn's in your house at the moment, but Saturn will leave. That's really interesting. So the butcher's bomb, I'm being given this energy of Venus kind of scrubbing clean, almost like Venus is the thing that thaws, that's THAWS, the frozen frequency. It feels like Pluto's cold and needs some love, because Pluto, after all, lives in the underworld. There's no sun there. So scrubbing up both Pluto and scrubbing up Saturn, because she will go into a conjunction with Saturn, I meant to look up after the last Pisces reading, but I knew I'd forget, and here it is again, that frequency. So interesting that she's preparing both for their move into new territory, but she's also working to scrub up your power from your sacral. The seed is already there. It's already at home. So I want to ask Saturn. That's a lot. I'm not taking that. I want less. Saturn, play the game. 1 or 2. There we go. The first one. Saturn is bursting out of a locked energy that Saturn's been in. This is a rarefied moment. There's a link here to the solstice in June. But I think it's also talking about a rarefied moment in the sun, the thaw, for both Saturn and Pluto. With Venus, she's got the butcher's brom. She's the one that knows how to show them how to scrub up and become renewed, become something changed. And then I just want to ask a little lady Characlo, the graceful enforcer of boundaries. She's renewing structures. She's renewing, she's reviewing. She is reviewing the situation. So there's something about boundaries being dissolved, scrubbed clean, worked through, and resettled. So Saturn moves out of your sign on the 8th, and it will move into Pisces, releasing the old structures, and then Pluto will move into Aquarius on the 23rd of March. So I'm going with the Alchemy of Astrology deck to get a little bit more on the Cosmological. Oh, there she is. Characlo in the house. She is redefining the shamanic law surrounding Saturn and Pluto. That's interesting. It's like, I want to say they're having an awakening through illness. They're tired. They're worn out by what they've had to do, and they want a holiday. And Venus and Characlo are cleaning them up and sending them into somewhere new. 2 zeros coming. They're all here in your reading. I thought that was going to be Saturn, but it's actually trining. Pluto, let me just have a little look. No. It's about Pluto becoming at ease. This move is really divinely intended. Let me just count. 30, 60, 120. 30, 60, 120. Yeah. I was just trying to see whether there was some kind of there in that moment, but it's not. It's about moving forward. So it's like on the 23rd. Because weirdly, Pluto is card 23 in this deck. But so on the 23rd, Pluto will just shed. Pluto will feel fortunate, benefic, wanting to give new, rewiring the spine of Pluto itself, and thus us and you. Salt. materializing, renewing fixed modality, renewing Aquarian frequency, conquering boundaries, conquering perceptions is what's coming towards us. Being so less stressed that it's almost like energy can just flow and free new modalities. And then we have Taurus. It's like this energy of a congelation, like the relief of moving for Pluto into your sign will just, as it moves for the next 20 years, I know it goes back and it comes forwards and it goes back and it comes forwards, but it knows where it's going. And when it pops in, it's going to love that so much, and then it's going to be forced back out briefly to come back in 2024. Go back out and come back in 2025 and stay there. And that will thicken, grow, crystallize, and that's interesting. It's got a cooling effect. So first it needs defrosting, and then it's going to get almost too passionate, and it will need cooling down. And then we've got water. We've got the emotion. The water bearer flows. But this is flowing somehow, firstly, to wash free Pisces. Saturn's part of that energy. Saturn's deconstructing to reconstruct. Nurturing. Saturn nurturing the earth. Saturn nurturing the earth, the universal seed. This is the grid anchor of new songlines. This is the moment when the boundaries are transformed, when trauma is scraped free generationally, globally. It's not really talking much about you, it's almost talking about the presence of that energy in your house, but that will affect you. So can we have some advice actually about Aquarius rather than what's going on in their house? Just had a big spillage in my lap. Come on, Aquarius needs some information. It began with Moon in Gemini, which is another air sign, but it's the mutability. It's the idea of bringing the energy of what would ordinarily be seen as the networking frequency of Gemini into the entirety of the house of Aquarius. But I'm still talking about the house and not you. I will demand in a minute. So then we've got Moon in Scorpio. And that's where South Node is. It's also it's where the Moon will be in the next eclipse. The lunar eclipse, because the solar eclipse is actually off kilter. But so there's something about like having a kind of X-ray vision on emotional intensity, of emotional or on, seeing through emotional intensity. But again, this still feels like what's happening as Pluto enters. He's taking over your reading at the moment. Quincunx. Oh, now that's interesting. They're not quincunx, but there's something about Mercury chasing to be the next conjunction with Pluto. And you remember a year ago, they were troubled, but this energy is so completely transformative that we've got this energy of a real Mary the Jewess alchemy taking place. But look, this is still not talking directly to you. It's talking about the power in your house. Your house in 2021 had a lot of energy. We had that big stellium that went through. Pluto wasn't part of it, obviously, but Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, the Moon, Pallas Athena, they were all there. So that frequency is already singing and resonating in your house. So what we need now is to understand, now that Pluto's hit that mix, what's it going to mean to you, Aquarius? I mean, maybe it's holding you frozen for the moment while you thaw into this new frequency, because there's a lot of transformative energy there. If you throw salt on ice, it melts. And something from the salt rime can be licked clean. And it's a big energy transformation. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. A magical dimension. I feel like you're standing in a great big gateway and the wind, air is whistling through and it's chilly. It is chilly there. So this feels like a crowded house. Like there's so much energy going on in your sign that it feels a little bit like being blocked. And then you see, I've said blocked, and then I've looked down and there is the great unblocker, Ganesh. But this is about unblocking you. Somehow you are blocked by the power, by the overwhelming energy in your house at the moment, because you've got this energy of the Five of Swords. And that's like transforming war. Again, this feels like it's not talking about you, but what the energies are doing in your house. But then you've got the truth. Ace of Wands, of Swords. And this feels like it's the moving forwards. This is the beginning of your thaw. I feel like that's telling me it's got something to do with the beginning of April. May. 1st of May. Like you're just going to remain a little bit bunged at first, overwhelmed at first by what's going on. There's so much going on, but by May, it becomes more fluid. You will reconnect with, I want to say your soul, but there's some kind of energy here that's like a doubling of this original frequency. This recognition of something old that doesn't show up, that feels stuck. Everything in this card feels stuck. By this card, you've crept out of your own frozen soul and your overwhelm to greet a mirror in another. I'm getting this energy of the water bearer's vessel is frozen and it's got to be unfrozen first. You've got the octopus, which is the king of transformation in terms of creatures in the ocean. It can fit through any problem, and that's what will unblock you. Oh yeah, look, the magician. This is the salt. Oh look, this is that day again, the 1st of May. May the 1st. It's coming along. 5th of the 5th. is the lunar eclipse, where the moon will be in Scorpio, Sun in Taurus. This is your Thor. This is the energy when everything begins to transform. But what are you transforming into? Like, I want to say no longer... This feels like it's no longer Ganymede. Ganymede is not pouring now. Ganymede's grown up into an adult. And it's no longer following the old rules. There's something about breaking free of... not frozen emotions, breaking free of frozen obligations that were foisted upon you. So, we got a little bit of your message, your thawing as this does, but there will be an overwhelm. It's too much going on in your house. It's going to be quite profound. Let's see what else we get here. Didn't know what to expect in your reading. I was excited as it was drawing near. But it's interesting how Pluto is dominating, the cosmos is dominating your energies. Right. You can put your clothes back on now. So again, this is that growing up of House Aquarius. It's an interesting concept. Because Ganymede's seen as a youth, kidnapped by Jupiter, who's gone into the House of Heroes at this point, House 111 of Aries. And this is about, there's something about reaching some kind of new agreements. With who? This is friendship coming in. New friendships. With who? Why are these Three of Cups again? I get the feeling you're coming in to meet new people. Meeting someone so like you that you almost can't tell you're apart, except one of you wears clothes and the other one doesn't. Again, this energy that we had with the crawling towards an unfrozen mirror of yourself in somebody else, revealing something being revealed to you from a past. Put all the cards in the wrong place. And there, it's, that's really interesting. They're like, let someone else be the cupbearer. You don't have to do it anymore. You don't have to do what you did. You can move on from obligations. That's what's coming to you. Letting go of things, you know, when there are stories that people expect of us, and we feel we don't want to do it, but we're kind of hemmed in and made to do it. Characlo, pulling down the boundaries. You don't have to do it. Someone else can pour the cup. I really feel like you are moving towards a mirasol. There's a transformative frequency, a new loving friendship. It doesn't have to be sexual. I want people to understand that. Mirasol come in many different frequencies. Obviously, the sexual ones are more fun. So, mastery in the real world, but this is about having to redefine. Again, there's someone coming in who is your mirror. You're getting duplicate cards all over the place. And then Moon in Aquarius. This is, I could sense that energy earlier when we had the 6 made from the 5 and the 6. I was like, one more sword and we're on that 7. This is spirit, the cosmos, working on releasing you from obligations that you feel so that you can move towards mirrored soul, friendships, love. There we go. Oh, and the Empress. There's something here that's talking about the 1st of March. I don't know whether the love's coming in, but there's an unblocking, a thawing of your emotions coming towards you. That's gorgeous. Oh, I've got an Aquarian moon. So I'm going to own this one. You can all, it's not for you, it's just for me. I'm going to do an extended, and if you want to... I'm not doing an extended. Your reading is here, and it's all completely free for you to see. Oh dear. Right, so beautiful Aquarius. What a wonderful energy, even though the cosmos and Pluto were right in there, pushing with Characlo, boundaries, change them. But we got there in the end. As this thaw comes, you more than anyone, I feel that energy of a mirror soul coming towards you. So I just need to go and run into my mirror soul. So see you all in a few months. Wassail, beautiful Aquarius.